Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, we're talking about brand new Aya Neo and Anbernic handheld devices, and we're also talking about Egg NS version 3. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about the brand new Aya Neo. For those who are unaware, Aya Neo is still a relatively new company, and they make gaming handhelds that I would say compete indirectly or even directly for that matter with the Steam Deck. They run Linux and they run Windows, and there's a brand new one here that's a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter. It also features an OLED screen. Now, to put the weight of this new device into perspective, the Nintendo Switch OLED is sitting at around 420 grams. The Steam Deck is sitting around 670 grams. And we're sitting here at 485 grams, just a little bit more than a Switch. As for the size of this new Aya Neo, here it is right on top of the Switch OLED. It's a little bit less wide and a little bit more thick where you put your hands around, and I'm assuming the hand grips on this will be more comfortable than the Switch. It just looks a little bit more comfortable to use. In terms of the screen here, they say it's a 6-inch screen, it's an OLED with 1080p resolution, and it features a Ryzen 5000 series chip. And for a better comparison of size, you can't really see it here, but under that covering is that new Aya Neo, and above it is the Steam Deck, which is considerably larger. Now, reportedly, this will be priced underneath the Aya Neo Next. It's not competing with the Next, it's a lower powered device. And according to videocards.com here, I'll leave a link in the description below, it will have 16 gigs of RAM. This, in my opinion, is going to be competing directly against the Steam Deck. As for the price of this new device, we currently have no idea, but if it's priced anywhere around the Steam Deck, well, that competition is going to be pretty interesting to see. It will come in both white and black, and we're going to find more information about this in May. I will leave a link to the official announcement video of sorts in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Moving on now, and we're still talking about gaming handhelds, and one that I know the price of. Anbernic just released the RG503, and it's currently priced at $150. This new RG503 sports an RK3566 quad-core CPU running at 1.8 GHz. They say it runs more smoothly than its predecessor. It has 1 GB of RAM, which is a little underwhelming, and 16 gigs of onboard memory. And fun fact here, the RG503 has a 4.95-inch OLED display, and it has a 960 by 544 resolution. Now, unfortunately, at this point, I don't have an RG503 to take a look at, but Anbernic has reached out and will be sending one for a fair and honest review. As soon as I receive it and have a chance to really dive into it, I will post a review video on this channel. In the meantime here, there are 3 reputable sources who have posted review videos that I will leave a link to in the description below, and I highly recommend checking out. So far, this new 503 has gotten mixed reviews. So the first review to check out is Retro Game Corpse, the second one here is from The Fox, and the third one is from Taki Udon. All of them address very similar points, and I'm seeing a very common theme. So based on what I've seen so far, here's a list of what seems to be the main drawbacks on it. 1, it does need a custom operating system. Apparently the stock OS won't cut it, which is pretty character for every single Anbernic device out there. There are painted buttons on this one, and apparently they grind against the case. The screen, although it's OLED, is a little bit dim. The fit and finish of this thing is a little bit rough, especially around the screen. There are frame drops in N64, PS1, Dreamcast, and PSP, and Saturn is pretty much completely unplayable. And the 1 gig of RAM included isn't enough, which is no surprise. As for the good about this device I've gathered so far, apparently the battery is decent on this, between 6 and 8 hours. I would actually argue that's good. It also has a pretty good comfort, it's got HDMI out, it's got 5 GHz Wi-Fi, and the price seems to be better aligned at what actually this thing is worth. Last up here, we're talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on Android with the infamous Egg NS. If you have watched any of my previous videos, you would know that I'm not a fan of this emulator at all. And that is for a number of different reasons. Anyways, here I've been pinged about this one left, right, and center today. Version 3.0 of Egg NS will be available later this week. And it's heavily rumored that it's going to work with more than just the GameSir X2. Now, for those who are unaware, in my opinion here, Egg NS is kind of like the Daemon PS2 for Switch emulation. It is incredibly questionable, and they have stolen code in order to make this emulator. The emulator, in my opinion here, is just a gimmick to sell a controller. If they take that gimmick away, there's probably going to be something put in its place in order to make up for that lost revenue. Now, obviously here, we're going to find out exactly what's up as soon as 3.0 releases, but I would suspect there's probably something along the lines of data mining or something else in order to generate some revenue on this one. Stuff I would avoid at all costs. And speaking about Daemon PS2, it was also heavily rumored here that after the Egg NS update, Daemon Switch would be released, which would more than likely also be a highly questionable emulator. Well, the new rumors have it that the Daemon Switch app is no longer going to be worked on, and they're going to focus now on Daemon PS3 and Daemon Xbox, which will probably also be highly questionable emulators. And in terms of Daemon PS2 here, it's not doing that great on the Google Play Store anymore. I wonder why. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Let me know your thoughts on anything we talked about today in the comments below, whether it was the Anbernic 503, the brand new handheld yet to be fully announced by Ayaneo, or even Egg NS. Just let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.